Hi friends, welcome back. In today's video I want to give you a little bit of an update of the progress that I made in my 10 books to finish. This is a tag that I started in 2021 and the originator of the tag was another little piece of my art. So here's my notebook and I have prepared this little double spread here in which I have noted down all the 10 books that were on my list of 10 books to finish eventually. When I chose the books, I decided that it was a good idea to select books that had already some pages in them to make it a little bit easier for myself, and of course maybe books that were new at that time and that I just thought were a good choice and that I would have fun to color throughout 2021 and beyond that. And now we will see how good my choices actually were. We will take a look at any of these books, count the pages that I have done, write them down, see how many pages I have done in total so far, and then we come to some conclusion. And yeah, will I continue with it or not? So let's have a look. Just grab the pencil. Let's start with the Enchanted Faces by Hannah Lynn. I started in this book with 8 pages that were already done, and I have worked a little bit in this book. For example, this page I was a body color and I finished it in September. So this is one that I did in 2021. Of course, I have a few started ones. I also managed to finish some, so let's just find the new ads. This was also one that I did in 2021. This one was finished in April. And in next year, I want to do a lot more in this book, of course, because this is actually a book that I wanted to finish even before this tag. And then in July, I finished this long-standing whip. So the total number of completed pages in this small book here is only 3. I thought I could do some more. So 3, so we have the total of 11 finished pages in this book. Pages out of 50, so quite a lot to do in this book if I want to finish this one. I do have quite many started pages though, and if I would concentrate on finishing them, yeah, it would be good for this book. Okay, let's continue. Okay, let's continue with the Fairy Tale Princesses and Storybook Darlings, also by Hannah Lynn. And back then I decided to grab quite a few of Hannah Lynn books because those are the books that I have worked in the most. I had already done 4 pages in here, but it came out that I actually didn't do any more page in this book, so I didn't work in this book, not even 1 page, so I can add a 0 here, and we still have like only 4 pages done in this book. And my third book was Enchanted Halloween, also by Hannah Lynn, and I thought this book I would color in the Halloween season, but it came out that I didn't do that. I hadn't had much time. I only finished 1 page in October. Can you imagine? 1 page only, and it was nothing from Hannah Lynn. So in fact I have done non-picture in Enchanted Halloween, so 0, and we still have a total number of 5 pages in all these Hannah Lynn books. And yeah, I just thought that I would like to work more in Hannah Lynn because these are actually quite relaxing and joyful, but it seems that I wasn't feeling too much for Hannah Lynn. I wasn't grabbing it. And then the next book on the list is Little Darklings by Callie Horton, and I can remember that I chose this book because I thought it was kind of similar to Hannah Lynn's style with those big eyes and yeah, big faces and stuff. But it came out that I haven't colored one page in this book. So I started with 0, I added 0, and it is still 0. So this is a complete failure. I didn't color one image in this book here. This was a new book, and yeah, actually I'm quite sad that I didn't start it at least. So we'll see what will be my conclusion for this book. Then we've got the pop manga Cute and Creepy by Camilla Derrico, and this book, maybe you know, I enjoyed a whole lot last year because I like this book because I do mixed media in this book. So I use different mediums like Neocolor 2, gelatos, Inktense, and all the good stuff. So let's count the pages. So this was one that I did in January. I have to say, in the first quarter of the year was very inspired to work on this tag. This one I finished in July. Then, let's see, those were already done at the beginning, but this one I have finished in February. So as I said, in the first quarter I was especially motivated to work on this challenge, and this was also completed in February. So for this book I managed to add 4 pages. So I started with 2, I've added 4, so I have done 6 pages total now at the end of 2021 or the beginning of 2022. So Fairy and Fantasy by Christine Karen is one of my favorite books. Christine is one of my favorite artists. I love to color her characters. So I have worked in this book a little bit. If I find the images. I managed to finish this page here in February. And I have a color along for this image on my channel if you're interested. It was done with artisan pencils. And oh yeah, this one I did in March. So as I said, in the beginning of the first quarter I was very motivated for this challenge. This is an older one. And in August I finally managed to finish this long-standing whip. Yeah, I was very happy when I finished this one actually, because the cat with the fur was missing, and yeah, so I think these were all. So 3 images that I added to this book. I started with 2. So I have 5 pages done out of 24. Then the Coloriage World 3. This book I selected because it is a smaller size book, square shaped, and it also contains portraits, which I really like. And I only added 1 page in May last year, and yeah, I thought I could do more to this book as it is a little bit smaller, but I have so many other books that I worked in, so only 1. And I've done 4 pages out of 14 for this book. I think that is actually not too bad. I have 10 more to go here. Then I had also chosen the Jasmine Beckett Griffiths coloring book, A Fantasy Art Adventure, and this is also one of my older books in which I had done already quite a bit. I have a few whips in here which I didn't manage to finish, and I haven't added 1 page to this, so these pages are all old, like the 6 that I have started with, so I didn't add any page. And it's still the total number of 6 pages, so didn't work in this book. This book has quite many pages, I have to say, and yeah, I have to say the books that I've chosen because they had a big number of finished pages already, I haven't gravitated towards grabbing them. And then The Beautiful Language of Flowers by John Green, a Creative Haven issue. And this was one of the new books that I had. That's why I showed this one. And also because it has a different theme. It is about flowers, and I thought book colors and flowers might be fun. So this is the page that I colored last year. So this is the page that I have colored last year. So at least I have added one page, so that I have 1 out of 31. So 30 more to go for this book. So, and then the last book is actually My Little Mermaids by Mariela Budek. And this book I have chosen because, one, it was a PDF printable book, which I thought would be some fun to all the other mostly create-based books. And then I really like Mariela Budek as an artist. I like her style. I like to color little characters, and these are really sweet. And then this book only contains 9 images, so I thought it was quite doable to complete this book actually. And I had done already 1 image, and I had some whips going like this one. And this is the page that I managed to complete last year. So even as this book only contains 9 images, I only completed. So even as this book only contains 9 images, I only managed to finish 1 more page. I also started one, so this one I've started, but didn't manage to finish it in time. So I only added actually 1 more page to this book. And now I've got 2 pages finished out of 9. So 7 more to go here. So I think it's quite doable to finish this small book here. And now come to my conclusion actually. So I actually have to say that I really enjoyed this concept or this challenge to focus on a certain number of books and repeatedly work on them, have them always, this little stack always nearby, and then grab one of those books and work on it. So I definitely want to continue this challenge and this project of finishing those books eventually. And I really plan actually to, I really want to finish a book someday. It might take me a few years, but yeah, it was so much fun for me that I absolutely going to continue this. But there is another thing that I noticed, and that is actually that some of the books that I had chosen I didn't enjoy working in, and there were other books that I bought last year, so in 2021, that I gravitated a lot more towards. And so early on I actually decided that I will add in some of the new books that I purchased in 2021 and that I enjoyed working so much in. And so I will exchange some books, and I will tell you now which of those 10 books will stay in the challenge and which were actually, yeah, exchanged by other books. And obviously those books that I have not worked in, that I have not colored 1 image, like Fairy Tale Princesses, Enchanted Halloween, The Little Darklings, A Fantasy Art Adventure, all those books have to go, and therefore other books will come. I also decided to exchange The Beautiful Language of Flowers by John Green. I have followed 1 page. I have colored 1 page in this book, but still, it is not that type of book that I really enjoy to work a lot in. So I definitely want to do more in this book next year, but I think finishing this book might take me actually 30 years, because I think I would only, I think maybe even longer, it would take me a lifetime, because I don't know, I don't think, no, that I enjoy to color other themes more. So I will show you I actually have prepared this page here for 2022. So this is an updated spread, and I will go ahead and write down all my starting numbers. And on the left side I have the 5 books that I kept. So Enchanted Faces by Hannah, the pop manga Cute and Creepy for doing mixed medias in it, Fairy and Fantasy by Christine Karen, the Coloriage Wild 3 because it's smaller format and portraits, and of course a Little Mermaids book by Mariola Budek. And then I have added 5 other books, 5 new books, and I want to go through with you the 5 other books that I have added now for 2022. And I have worked in those books. These are books that I got in 2021, and I had a lot of joy working in them. And so I want to show you which images I have actually done in these books, having in mind that these will come to my books to finish. So one that I have added is the Fairy and Fantasy 3, also by Christine Karen, and that is because I would say Christine Karen is one of my absolute favorite artists, and I love to color her stuff so much. She has also brought out a new book again, but I decided to go with this one because in this book there is a really great selection of pages that I really enjoy. And this page I have colored in 2021, and this one also colored in 2021. So I did manage to work in this book quite a bit, and as I enjoyed it so much, I decided early on that this book will that I would add this book to my 10 books to finish eventually. And this book, this page was also colored in February last year. So I have colored 3 images in this book last year. And this is also the starting number here. 3 pages. Then I also got the Color and Chicks Coloring Book 2. This is Fantasy Fairy Portraits. And I really enjoy to work in Daria's book. I only have this book, I think, but I really enjoy this. This is a work in progress that I hopefully will manage to finish quite early this year. And then I colored this page here and also this page here. So I have 2 pages to start with, and that were done last year. Also having in mind that I will add this to my 10 books to finish, because the biggest chance of finishing this project would be to add books that you really enjoy working in. And then another book that I bought last year is A Fairy Lives in Every Garden by Destiny Lauritsen. I discovered this artist last year, and I really like her style so much that I decided that I really want to finish 1 book of hers. And I decided that it would be this one. I have colored this image last year, and this is a work in progress, but as you can see it is almost done. I only need to add the background, so this will be one of my first projects this year. And then, by the way, one work in progress that I forgot to show you in my whips update is actually this image. So this I also have started, and want to do a lot more in this book. So I'm starting with 1 page, and 1 page in mind that is almost done. And then I decided to add 2 more books that are quite new. I got them in December 2021, and it is the Coloriage Wild 6. So this is my 2nd book by Emmanuel Collin. I don't get all of the books of this series, only the ones that I really like. And this one I really absolutely adore, and I think I could color these in Mermaid, in the summertime, and projects, smaller sized books, a smaller sized book. And so it will be a lot of fun. I really like this book here. This is so beautiful, and I plan to at least add, of course, one page to this. And then another small book that I got in the very last days of December in 2021 is the Color Pin Dots by Maud Lamont. Here, Maud Lamont. And she actually brought out a calendar for 2022, but she also brought out this small size book here. This is also square shaped and the same format as the Coloriage Wild book. So it has smaller pages, which I really like. I really like to color smaller projects. The paper is very, very smooth, I have to say. So I think it is the same paper that those colored images are printed on, actually. So it's a printer paper, a little bit thicker than, a little bit better than the Amazon one, but very, very smooth. So I don't know how good it would be to work on this paper, but I think as these are single-sided, I will actually use a marker base, and I'll give you just a quick flip. She always has some colored versions. She gave us the pages to color. This one I absolutely adore for October, this little witch here, and these are so stinking cute. I really love them. Best would be, of course, to color one image every month, but I think that is not going to happen. But still, let me just see. This is the back side of the book, but still, this is really absolutely gorgeous, and therefore I had to add this little book here. And also a good thing is this one has only 12 images, so it's quite doable for my project, to give me a feeling of accomplishment when I actually manage to finish one of those books. And therefore, when I chose those smaller books with only few images, the chance of finishing one is a lot better for me. So at the moment that I'm starting this challenge, or that I actually continue this challenge in 2022, I have 34 pages colored out of 274 in total. I hope that this time I would stick to this list of books. That's my plan, at least, because otherwise I cannot exchange all the books every time. But I think to a major amount of those books I will stick until they are finished. It might be that next year I will exchange maybe one or two, we will see. But I think now I have a selection that I really enjoy working in, so should be good to go. And I'm very curious, how many pages I will color next year. I also prepared this little overview in my notebook for myself, in which I have listed all the books, and then I did some square for every page that there is to give me a visual overview of how many pages I have done. I also could mark pages that I have started, or that I have done. So for example, in Enchanted Faces, I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I actually have 6 started pages. So if I would only finish those started pages, it would give me 6 more pages to complete this book. So I'm very curious how this challenge will go for me in 2022. I'm still very motivated, and I can't wait, and I'm looking forward to actually start working in these books again, and to have this little stack aside and always grab one of those books. So, and that was all for this video. Please let me know if you also take part in this project and which are your 10 books, or maybe you have only, maybe you decide to have 1 book or maybe 3 books that you would like to concentrate on. And let me know in the comment section. And then I hope I will see you in my next video. Until then, take care everyone, and happy coloring. Bye!